Hello and welcome to the Whisky.com news on the 18th of June 2019. And we have a number of very interesting news. First of all, the Glendronach Distillery just has a new bottling. We know the 12-year-old that is matured in Oloroso and PX casks, and now they are having another one with 10 years old, and it is matured in port pipes. It's 46% ABV, not chill filtered, not colored, as it is standard for the Glendronach whiskies. But be careful, it is not that much available because it is in really high demand. We are not quite sure if it's a standard bottling or if it's a limited edition, but I think it will be a normal edition. And then we have Game of Thrones again in the news because there are two new whiskies coming out, the Song of Ice and the Song of Fire. There will both be Johnnie Walker. What liquid from Johnnie Walker is not quite clear yet, but it's gonna be like a White Walker thing again, and they're probably gonna do it more in the direction of the new spin-off that's coming out. They're producing right now, and the spin-off, I think it's called Blood Moon, like season 3, episode 8 or 10 or something like that. And it's gonna be about the rise of the Night King and how he has begun and how he was created. And then we move over to the InchDairnie distillery. It's having a first in the Scotch whisky industry because they are producing a single grain made of oat. It's the first oat whisky from Scotland. It has just been produced on the 10th of June and will now be matured in ex-bourbon and masala cask or muscatella cask. Yeah, they will release it at some point under the name of Print Laws Collection. But that's still gonna be a few years because, whiskey takes time. Next up is Douglas Laing, the independent bottler, and they are introducing their new Black Series. The start of the Black Series is 1994 Springbank, and it's a very rare and very limited and also expensive whiskey, as it's gonna be about 800 Great British pounds. And then we have a big thing going on in the law of the Scottish whisky because they are changing the casks that are allowed to make Scotch whisky. They used to be very restrictive, but now they're loosening a bit, but they're still restricting a lot of casks from being used to make Scotch. They're now releasing a lot of casks, for example, tequila, Calvados. These are like the most well known, but they are releasing other normal spirits and drinks to be used, but they are still restricting drinks that are with different fruits. Some fruits they still restrict, and they're also restricting a lot of the drinks that are highly flavored. So you're not allowed to add sugar or any flavor to the stuff that is in the cask before. So if you, let's say, have a spiced rum, I'm probably not allowed to use that cask later than for whiskey production because the spice in the rum is not wanted in Scotch. Next up we go to Ireland. Ireland has a new producing whiskey distillery. The Roe Co distillery is now producing their first whiskey, and the cool thing is that they have their really tight time schedule, and they are releasing the distillery to the public on the 21st of June. So if you happen to be around in Dublin, have a look to the Roe Co distillery because it's going to be a really interesting and a really good distillery to come. Be careful, there is already a Roe Co whiskey on the market. It is the same brand as the distillery, but it's not yet made from the distillate in the distillery. Whiskey takes time. So You can enjoy it. It's probably going to be similar to what they're going to produce in the distillery, but it's not going to be the same stuff. Then let's have a look over to the United States with all the bourbon and stuff. We have a trade of a distillery. So a distillery is sold to the Pernod Ricard company. And the distillery in question is the Rabbit Hole Distillery in Louisville, Kentucky. For everybody who doesn't know, the Louisville, Kentucky distillery was founded in 2012, and it's known for premium Kentucky straight bourbon and also a few rye whiskies. Now they're within the Pernod Ricard brand, so hopefully their way is gonna be upwards from now on as well. And the last news is the Woodford Distillery. They have just opened their new visitor center. They built something new. They have a cocktail bar, they have a cafe, they have a souvenir shop, and some of the press releases say that they now have toilets and seating. I was there in 2015. They already had seating, very good seating, and also very good toilets. So not quite sure why that is new, but if you're in the area, then you should go to the Woodford Distillery because it's just a beauty. Not just for the new visitor center, but the distillery is just a beauty with their old stone buildings, with their copper pot stills. They have 3 of them. They have triple distillation, and then on the campus of the distillery you have casks that are actually full, so be careful. They're rolling around towards the warehouses, so it's a really old, traditional American style distillery. Too much rambling. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next week.